Welcome to the Explainer. Let's kick things off today by looking right at our interactive title and asking a pretty massive question. Does your degree limit your future? I mean, if you've ever felt like the traditional education system is acting more like a gatekeeper than an actual gateway, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we are diving deep into an edtech startup called Skillverse Technologies. They're an organization built entirely on prioritizing true capability over a fancy piece of paper. So, does a degree define your success, or do your skills? This isn't just some late-night philosophical debate. This is literally the foundational blueprint of the April 2026 official report from Skillverse Technologies. We're going to explore exactly how this 100% digital platform is structuring its whole business model, its tech stack, and its global team to answer that question with a resounding skills. All right, here is our game plan for today. 1. The skill over degree philosophy. 2. Assembling the Skill Vengers team. 3. Platform and practical learning. 4. Fair revenue and operations. And 5. The 10-year global roadmap. Let's get right into it. Section 1. Skill over degree philosophy. The founder's vision. The entire vision for Skillverse actually comes directly from its founder, Fahim Ahmed. Now, Fahim lives with cerebral palsy, which is a locomotive disability he's had since birth. But his story, it is just this incredible masterclass in absolute resilience and adaptive thinking. Without relying on your standard four-year university degree, Fahim armed himself with a computer science diploma, stacked up over 30 certifications from places like IBM and Infosys, and single-handedly built 17 major software projects. He didn't just adopt this skill over circumstance mindset, he lived it. He built this entire platform to prove that what you can actually do out in the real world matters so much more than the paper hanging on your wall. And you can really see Fahim's personal journey reflected in the organization's core values. They are 100% digital, completely breaking down geographical barriers, with a huge focus on accessibility, inclusivity, and practical learning. They are on a serious mission to empower beginners, and specifically differently abled learners. Basically, they're building a level playing field where your actual output is the only metric that counts. Moving on to Section 2, Assembling the Skill Vengers team, a global open-source roster. Okay, when your company operates without borders and values pure skill, you get to assemble a crew of undeniable talent. And they literally call themselves the Skill Vengers, which is just awesome. We've got Fahim leading the vision from India, flanked by strategic and technical powerhouses like Kamriya, Srivali, and Trepti. Then, stretching across borders, we have Henna, Duha, Kudrat, and Shiza bringing top-tier design and web dev training from Pakistan, Adin Rada providing mentorship all the way from Egypt, and Fassia stepping up as their very first learner turned early supporter in India. It really just goes to show how an open-source mentality can unite people from all over the world into one shared vision. Section 3. Platform and Practical Learning. How Skillverse Teaches. So how do they actually deliver on this promise of accessible education? Well, they use this brilliantly simple two-tier system. Foundational courses, think things like computer basics, Python, cloud safety, and Git, are kept entirely free. Just zero cost to lower the barrier to entry. And that's paired with specialized, but still highly affordable, paid programs. Notice the mix here, too. You've got hard tech skills like complete front end sitting right alongside pharmaceutical quality assurance. It's a super pragmatic mix tailored to what the industry actually needs right now. And this brings us to their teaching methodology, the CEP method: concept, example, practice. Or, as they call it, their golden rule. Step 1, explain it in simple language. Step 2, show a live demo or a real-life example. Step 3, actually check that the student understands. And Step 4, practice it directly. It is beautifully simple and incredibly effective. In fact, as of April 2026, Fahim is applying this exact structured rule in home-based offline coaching for 11th grade students in his local community, and he's charging just 1,000 rupees a month. But to scale globally, you need some serious infrastructure. Skillverse uses Talent LMS while simultaneously building out their own independent website using React and Spring Boot, which, by the way, the report notes is about 70% complete. But honestly, perhaps the coolest integration here is their use of the Anthropic API to build a smart resume and LinkedIn optimizer. They aren't just teaching you a skill and leaving you hanging. They are literally building AI tools to ensure those skills actually get you hired. Section 4. Fair Revenue and Operations. Building the Business. A major hurdle in edtech is always how you treat your creators, right? Well, Skillverse has a super transparent, instructor-centric revenue model. If an instructor develops a course entirely on their own, they keep 70% of the revenue. Jointly developed courses are an even 50-50 split, and partial contributions yield 30%. They are actively incentivizing top-tier talent to join them by offering genuinely fair compensation, with the rest going straight into platform maintenance. And that transparency goes all the way to the top. The founder's financial strategy is incredibly grounded. He allocates exactly 50% of income to personal and family support, making sure his home base is secure first. Then, 30% goes straight to startup savings, and the remaining 20% is continuously reinvested back into Skillverse's growth. It just proves that ethical scaling means having solid financial principles that protect the creator while steadily fueling the company's future. Which brings us to Section 5, the 10-year global roadmap, 2026 to 2036. Listen, if you want to disrupt the education system, you have to think in decades. Right now, in Phase 1, they are in the foundation stage, getting the website finalized, running local coaching, setting up the LMS. By Phase 2, they're targeting 500-plus learners and setting up real-world internships. Moving into Phase 3 in the late 2020s, we'll see the launch of a mobile app and physical training hubs. Phase 4 brings overseas partnerships and proprietary SaaS tools. And finally, Phase 5 in 2036. MNC status. This is literally a step-by-step masterclass in taking a bootstrap startup and engineering it into an international powerhouse. Let's actually pause on that ultimate goal for a second. MNC status, multinational corporation. For Skillverse, this isn't just about hitting some crazy financial valuation, it's about earning public trust as a distributed, enterprise-level organization standing shoulder to shoulder with the giants, and doing it entirely with non-traditional talent. It is the ultimate real-world validation of their skill over degree philosophy. And that brings us to the core takeaway of this entire explainer, perfectly summarized by Fahim Ahmed himself. He says, "A degree may open a door, but skill builds the house." You know, you can have all the credentials in the world, but if you lack the practical, adaptable capability to actually execute on the job, you basically just have an empty lot. Skillverse Technologies is showing us exactly what it looks like to build the house brick by brick, with real purpose and consistency. Which leaves us with this final thought. What house are you building with your skills today? Are you just resting on your credentials, or are you constantly refining your capabilities to construct something that's actually going to last? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep building, and I will catch